Ladies and gentlemen, from the capital city of Georgetown, Guyana, the land of many waters in South America, please welcome Lady Wendy.
Hey, Hey, welcome to the second season of the Lady Wendy Show. I am truly excited because this season is going to be a season of inspirational stories. It's going to be a season about amazing talent. You out there in the diaspora, I know all my Canadian friends, all my American, UK, wherever you are in the Caribbean, I know you're looking forward to a great season. You've been following me on all the social media. And today I have an amazing stories. I have two young children who are 13 who has exceeded the expectation on the CXC and the CAPE exam, who took it way before their years. I have a young woman who will tell you how she uses yoga to relax her and to put her in the right mental space to deal with whatever comes our way. And then I have a story which is a big one. Someone who has been in a car accident and didn't let that stop her from continue to do the work that she loves. She did my makeup. So you're gonna meet her, because when you meet her and you hear her story, you're gonna be motivated. You're gonna say, what am I complaining about? So sit back and relax. We'll be right back. Hey!
Coming to Canada? Let top-notch employment services be your first stop to secure your first job in Canada. We have been around for 26 years, and we have helped thousands and thousands of new immigrants settle successfully in Canada. Please call us at 416-741-0066. I repeat, 416-741-0066.
Hey, we're back. Thanks for staying with us. As you know, this is the second season, and I told you I'm going to be bringing you inspirational stories and amazing talent. But first, I'm going to start off with what I call the rising stars or future stars, the next generation of great academia here. These two young fellas that are sitting here, and they're all nervous, so cut them a little slack. They're here today because their parents are just smiling. They are breaking all odds by taking exams before their time and showing that they can do it, because obviously they either naturally smart or they are just as disciplined. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This we have here Sharaj Chanwani, and I hope I'm saying it correctly. And I have Michael Morgan. They're both 13 years of age, and they've both written at the CXC and have done tremendously well. And I'll let you tell me, so everyone that's listening out there, they'll be motivated by you. So.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Chirag Chanwani. I'm currently 13 years of age. I've wrote the CAPE examinations, Accounting Unit 1 and Integrated Maths. I've got a grade 2 and grade 3. In Form 1, I did CXC Accounts and I got a distinction. In Form 2, Maths and English, I got a distinction in Maths and 2 in English.
Okay. What he's actually telling you, although he's running it off, when he wrote CXC in Form 1, people don't write CXC till when?
They write it till Form 5.
Form 5. So you're talking about 3 years before your time.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll get back to you. Michael, you tell me, you just, in Form 1, you wrote CXC, and you were even in the national newspaper here in Guyana. You got some good marks. How many subjects did you write?
Good morning. I wrote the Principle of Accounts, Maths and English in Form 1, and I attained a grade 2 in Principle of Accounts, grade 2 in Maths, and a grade 2 in English.
So tell me, you guys are mathematicians or something? Well, this math. I love math. Let me tell you that first of all. But do you see yourself, what do you see yourself wanting to be when you get older? You should try.
I want to become a great accountant in the world. and I want to work for some big companies.
Oh, you're the one who's going to be handling the purse of the big companies, so we have to watch you. And what about you, Michael? What do you see the future holds for you?
I'd like to become a pilot.
Oh, pilot. Oh, yeah. I got to be watching. I like flying, so you're the one I might see one day, a pilot. All right. Now, I'm impressed with all that you've done. But I want to ask you, do you have a child life? Do you play with
Yes.
normally?
Yes.
When you find time to play and study?
Well, I'll play Saturdays basketball
Oh, you play basketball. My son play basketball.
at sports hall.
Oh, yeah?
I'll learn to my brother in the yard,
Okay.
get a little warm up, exercise little,
Okay.
and I would play video games. I would go outside, watch movies, go to restaurants, eat food.
Oh, so you have a balanced life.
Yeah.
What about you, Michael?
Just play football and I'm an athlete.
Oh, you're athlete. So you're physically. So why you think all this success in your academic is coming from? You naturally born so, or you study a lot?
Both.
A little bit of both. Wow. So when did you realize you like math that much?
When I wrote common entrance,
Oh. Oh, you wrote common entrance. And what did you do in common entrance? Which school did you get, or you didn't at that time?
St. Joseph High School.
Oh, you got St. Joseph. Wonderful. What about you, Shatran?
I got Saints High School.
Oh, okay. Wow. So, what does your friends, your normal friends, when they see you in the playground, do they call you smarty pants, or you think you're smart? Do you get any kind of bullyism going on, or jealousy a bit?
Maybe a little jealousy, but no bullyism.
No bullyism. Wonderful. And what about you, Michael?
Same.
Same. They're very happy. What about your parents? Are they all excited with or half of this, Michael, I'll get to you on that. Half of this is your parents pushing you.
Yes.
What your parents will say? Because
They said how I did good, and they try to motivate me so I can do other things in life also.
okay. And Michael, does your father, who's actually where you did tremendously, both of you at the Morgan's Institute of Learning, do they tell you take your book? Because when we were kids, they used to say take your book. They tell you that, or you just go to your book naturally.
Go to my book naturally.
So, all right, I've asked a question. What would you say to young people? Because obviously you would, whether you know it or not, because you're very young. What would you tell young people out there who is actually watching this program about your motivation? Give them a word of encouragement. You know, I mean, it might be a bit early because you just know how you apply yourself, but you think you have a word of encouragement to?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, look at the camera and tell them.
I would say the whole pursue your dreams. Don't let nobody stop you or anyone comes into your way and tell you can't do it. You can't do it if your mind is right tracked on the thing you'd like to do. You always should do it. Don't let no one stop you.
Wow, phenomenal. That's awesome. Oh, Michael, wow, you guys got it all down pat. And what do you want to say to the young lads or young friends like you? What would you want to say to them?
I'd say that success comes through hard work and do not follow bad company.
Wow. Whoa, awesome. Really, hard work. And I agree with you because hard work does pay off. So, young fellas, I am so proud to have you on the Lady Wendy show. Make sure that you get everybody tuning in and so that they can hear that word. And on a final note, I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for sharing what you do. And best of luck. I will be keeping in touch with your parents and your school to see the outcome. As you say, keep focus, both of you. I'm proud of you. We are proud of you. Guyana are proud of you. Thank you for coming.
It is commonly believed that all oils are alike. This might be true in looks, but not true in its performance abilities. So for all genuine Mercedes-Benz, Audi, Toyota, Honda, Mazda, Mitsubishi, Subaru, Nissan Motor Oils, automatic transmission, and CVT fluids, visit Car Care Enterprise at 43 Hatfield Street, Stabroek, Georgetown, and Performance Plus Service Center at 17 Durban Street, Working Rust, Georgetown.
Welcome back. As you can see, it's just a season of just inspirational, talented people. I have here joining me right now, Sharon Wilson. And hey, you Bartica people, she's from Bartica. So she's here today, and as I said to you earlier, I just want to bring stories of people who can motivate you out there. So when you think that things are not going all well, you listen to some of the stories. We just saw the two young children who are 13 years of age, and now they motivate you with what they just told you. Now I have joining me here Sharon Wilson, and she's going to tell me a little bit about herself. Tell me about you.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I am a Bartician, and the name Shania Wilson. I'm known to the Bartician as the little girl in primary school that would take part in all of the competitions. And I always bring it home for her primary school, St. Anthony's Primary. I grew up in Bartica from small, very small, and I left Bartica in 2011 to come to Georgetown to study.
And hold it right there. A matter of fact, reading her bio, she topped in Region 7. She was the second top in the marks, and she also went to Saints.
Yes, I went to St. Stanislaus College. And the then Ministry of Amerindian Affairs gave me a scholarship to come to Georgetown and study at St. Stanislaus College. It was a really good experience, and I thank the Amerindian Affairs for that opportunity. But I utilized 3 years of that scholarship, and instead of completing 5 years at secondary school, I went for 3 years and wrote CXC 2 years prior to my time.
Wonderful. And then I read that you're now in Earth Science, Environmental Science at the University of Guyana.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Currently, I'm at the University of Guyana, Faculty of Earth and Environmental Sciences. I'm in my 3rd year, completing a degree. Furthering in environmental studies. I am aspiring to be an environmental consultant.
So tell me, with all this trimmer that passed in here the other day, what your environmental science talk think about that?
For us, we do a little bit of geography, and for us, earthquakes or tremors are due to geological movements within the Earth's crust, plate tectonics involvement. But
should we be worried as Guyanese? Because everybody's now thinking
no.
with all this disturbance of the earth crust, maybe is something to look forward to, because we were never privy to that in the previously.
I mean, we've had tremors before. I mean, this is not the first time.
But it seems to be happening more frequent.
But it. First and foremost, it has nothing to do with our oil, as a lot of persons have been asking. It has nothing to do with that, and it's not exactly an earthquake. It's just a tremor.
Right, tremor.
So it's not something to be completely worried about.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. Now, one of the reasons that I invited Miss Wilson here today, she has something that most Guyanese, and I really want to touch on that, that really gravitate me. She does, and I'm going to show it on the for you to see in a minute what she does. I'm going to show you some pictures of what she does. She does yoga. Yoga, which is people like, oh, what? And she used yoga to settle herself down, to help her relax. And I'll let you tell me what yoga does for you.
Well, there are different aspects of yoga. There's spiritual yoga and there's the physical yoga.
Okay.
I do not partake in spiritual yoga. I am a Christian.
Okay.
So my spiritual life is in check.
Okay, all right.
So I do yoga for the physical and mental benefits, and it basically teaches me to balance everything in life, just as how I aspire to balance in yoga. And yoga has a lot to do with strength, endurance, and balance again. And constantly practicing yoga, you learn to apply those same principles that you apply in yoga in your everyday life. I mean, to accomplish certain poses in yoga, you need core strength, you need balance, you have to continuously practice to get it. You don't get it on the first time. So that simple principle, applying it to my life, is that you don't need to rush everything in life. I mean, it's okay to do things that's extraordinary. But not everything in life you need to rush. You need to endure. You need to endure, and you need to learn to enjoy the process as you go through it. And in yoga, when I first started, I used to look at the persons that are well accomplished in it, accomplishing poses that I want to do, and I needed to understand that it took them time. It took them years to get to where they are, and it didn't happen overnight.
What made you decide to take up yoga as opposed to running? Because it's not something that you hear much Guyanese talk about that.
I know.
What got you started in the first place?
So, with the whole writing CXC early, going ahead of my time, not having what we call normal childhood, as in having to play and all that, I didn't really invest in that.
Okay.
So with all the rushing and the overwhelming with schoolwork and always trying to keep ahead of it and so on, I needed something that I can vent to. I needed something that can calm my nerves, because at the University of Ghana, it isn't exactly a walk in the park. You have a lot of work to do, and you need to learn to balance your schedule. I mean, with timetable and studying time, you need to balance everything. And at times it can get overwhelming with tests and assignments and so on. I needed something that can calm my nerves, bring me to that place where I can sit and think rationally about what I'm going to do. When you have a lot of stuff in your mind, it's hard to think, it's hard to focus, it's hard to schedule yourself. So yoga for me calms my nerves, take away anything in my head that is confusing or overwhelming, too overwhelming for my body.
Okay. Now I want to ask you, if I want to learn yoga, would you teach me?
I would teach yoga, but currently I am not.
Okay. Do you see yourself doing that at some point, since
Yes.
it's not?
Yes.
Okay.
I do have plans in the future, probably in a year time, to start a class teaching yoga. But first I need to figure out my way. I need to figure out what works best for me.
Okay.
And teaching is not just something you do.
Just go into.
No,
You got
it's
to
not.
make sure you
You
plan
gotta have
it.
patience. You
yeah.
gotta have all the attributes to do
yeah,
it.
that goes with it. Well, you seem to be very relaxed. Maybe it's all this yoga talking, you're making me feel like sleeping. Because I know that I've tried it, but I find, because my other half, my spouse, he believes in it. And I've been, but I always fall asleep in the class. Because I mean, I go that deep in the relaxation. Mind you, I'm always on the go. So I think it's an excellent type of activity. More than people realize. It really can heal you, especially the world that is a lot so stressful.
True.
Now, you would recommend it, obviously, to a lot
Yes,
of
I
folks.
would. I would recommend it.
Is there anywhere, apart from you learning it, that is being offered here? For who's watching that maybe
Yes.
you can share?
I know of two colleagues that have classes. You can check them out on Facebook. There is Annie Gomes.
Okay.
She taught me, actually.
Okay.
She was the one to introduce me to it, recommended it, and she did a wonderful job teaching me the basics. Now I'm self-taught. So you can check out Annie Gomes on Facebook.
Okay.
She has a yoga page. You can message her and talk to her. What are the rates and when are the classes?
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, that sounds awesome. When I first spoke with you, and I'm like, oh, this is a young lady that, you talk so positive, you're there to inspire. So I thought that, it'd be good to look at it for my first show, to have it back the season where we're just inspiring people, motivating people, because there is a lot of, I would say, negativity out there. And I think it's time we start getting some positive things going on. So I thank you once again for joining me at the Lady Wendy Show, and I will keep in touch with you all. And we'll go on a commercial break, and we will be right back. Welcome back. It's a day of just inspirational, and if you think what you've just heard was very inspirational and motivating, The next guest, I am, what should I say? I am so motivated by her. And usually I'm the one doing the motivation, but she has motivated me, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I am so excited to have her on the show, and just to give her a little touch, my makeup that you're seeing, she's the one to do it. So if I'm not looking as good, we'll blame it on her. I have here Setra Osamo, Oselmo, who has an inspirational story that I'll let her tell you about it in a minute. I am very proud of her. She came down this morning all the way from the tongue of Linden, and she did my makeup to be here. And Setra, welcome to the Lady Wendy. Why you always smiling? Look at her. Just zoom in on her.
It's a normal thing.
She's a pro. She's relaxed. Setra was in an accident about 11 years ago. She was in a car with her sister, and I gather this is what happened as an end result. But Setra will tell you that, yes, it wasn't all happy, but she was able to survive it, that she today is a motivational speaker for some young people. She's always telling them. She has her own business. She specializes, as you know, in makeup. So welcome. Tell me a little bit more about you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm pretty much honored to be here.
All right.
And also to do your face.
Looks
yes,
good.
well, as you all know, I'm Setra Oselmo. All the way from Linden. Yes, I was in an accident 11 years ago, and that caused me to have spinal cord injury, level T7, of which I have no control of probably 75 to 80% of my body. I have no feelings, so it was something new to me.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get adjusted to it on time. It took me 3 years. And during that 3 years, I had a lot of depression, attempted suicide, and a whole lot to go with it. But it wasn't no walk in the park.
No.
And even though I had my family support, because they're always like that for me, to me, I just never see what they see, and they never see what I see. So, you know, the understanding, it was there, but then for me, I couldn't adjust to that, right? So, again, it took a lot of work, and I had to reach the place that I'm like, why are you doing this to yourself? You know, it comes with a lot of questions, and even, you know, when the accident first happened, everybody asked, why me? Why not you?
Exactly. Gotta be.
You know, why not you? And I had to be like, why not me? You know, and because I'm always this person that strives to overcome challenges. And to me, this was my biggest.
Okay.
And even though you thought that the accident was it just keep getting stuff intervening every time, even until now. But then again, why not you? Why not me? Right? And that's what I live for, you know, to overcome the challenges, you know, and help people with them, because persons look at me like you're this great person, but this great person go through a whole lot.
I'm sure.
A whole lot, and it happens for everybody.
And one of the things, hold that thought, that I really admire when you came this morning is that you have great support.
Oh, yes.
Your sisters, they're here in the audience, and we'll zoom in on them perhaps. They're here. I see your sister lifting you up, putting you in the vehicle. And I thought, my God, love, you know,
yes.
I am, because I think once you have that support network, it works. And not only that, I can see the Christ within you, meaning that you see the good. You know, I'm sure, as you say, there are challenges.
Oh, yes, a whole time.
Now, you've decided to take up an art that you've always liked, but you have your own salon in Linden, and you do makeup.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. What do you see? Where do you want to take that?
Okay, well, let me correct you just a little bit.
All right.
I am a general cosmetologist.
Okay.
But during the course, I figured that I like makeup more.
Okay.
But I do everything else, but if I have preference, is makeup all day, all night.
Or you would do makeup?
Yes, because to me, and that is where my growth comes. That is where I end my depression, when I own my brushes and I mingle with colors. To me, it helps me discipline myself. It helps me to remain calm and focused. It's like I can move the world with my brushes.
Oh.
So every time I'm in a place, I find my brushes.
Oh.
And my sisters know that once they see I'm in the
You're
salon
grabbing for your, you're
they
grabbing.
know that, okay, she up to something. But that's how I find my peace.
Uh-huh.
And that is what I share with the people I connect with, because I wouldn't say that my customer or my clientele is like high people. It's like people like me.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, I believe that you draw persons like yourself, people that are hurt, because there's a lot of persons out there that's hurt, and they don't know how to deal with it. And most persons deal with pains and depression, these things, in a salon, like just pampering yourself.
Yes.
So that is how I share my healing.
It's true.
With
Doing
my
and,
work.
and then I guess making people feel good about
Oh my
themselves,
gosh,
because
oh my
makeup
God, because
does
they-
that to
they-
you,
they
because
skip
you put
around.
on your makeup and you feel, so then it makes you feel
And once they're happy, I feel like I do something.
you've done something.
Yes. Even if it's
Imagine
just
through
one
your
person.
art.
Yes.